beer, sports. Join Sean and Brad as they talk about sports and share a beer. From the east coast of Canada to the west coast of the United States. Over to you, boys.
Man, so we have had a little bit of a coaching carousel change. So I don't know if you noticed in the NHL, Paul Maurice, the head coach of the Winnipeg Jets, just stepped down. Didn't get fired, just stepped down.
Well, that's code for I had a choice.
I think so too. I had a look at their record. They were flying high. Now they're going downhill.
I had a little bit of a bone to pick with you here.
You
know, back a couple episodes ago, we were talking about CFL, and I was like, "Is you sure there wasn't a Jets team? The Winnipeg Blue Bombers? They weren't the Jets."
Blue Bombers.
Like, oh, there's never been a Jets team in Winnipeg.
Yeah. No,
there is
no,
a
NHL
team.
Yeah, the Jets, but not in the CFL.
But you didn't even correct me and say that. That's how little of a fanship you have in the NHL. You're like, no Jets in Winnipeg.
No. I said,
sure.
I don't know. I'm going to have a listen.
Go back and listen. Go back to the tape on that.
All right.
Maybe
whatever.
I'm misremembering. It's entirely possible.
It's okay. I love it. So, I mean, you have that. And, of course, the most infamous one, the one that I guess everybody saw the writing on the wall as soon as you saw that stuff from Pat Lambeau, the kicker from Tampa Bay.
Josh
Lambeau comes out and says about Urban Meyer's kicking him. I'm just there going, he can't survive this. This is like one too many.
Amazing that he survived as far long as he did.
Oh,
to be honest with you.
What a horrible season it was for him. I really was
Remember how he
a lot
started?
more.
Urban brought in that strength coach that had some character issues and didn't think that was a big deal and had to fire. I mean, he just had poor judgment to start with. And now it's like, there was some scuttle around the internet in the past couple of days that Urban had just tried to, secure a big contract and then just be a jackass so he could get paid, which I wouldn't put that past Urban Meyer probably. I mean, I feel like he lied about his health condition to get out of Florida just to go to Ohio State, so I think character is a big deal for Urban Meyer. He's got a giant flaw. But then now, this morning, we're hearing that the Jaguars are firing Urban for cause and that they're not going to pay him his money. And that makes my heart so happy. So
listen, you were the one that said, that he might be a little bit out of touch going into the season after that hiring. Is like he's probably not the guy that's in touch. The way that we're seeing these other head coaches end up coming out and have changed up the things. And I remember listening to them when they were talking, in the preseason, not even the preseason, but in the camps, and they go around the 32 teams to go talk to everybody. And they were talking to Urban Myers. They were talking to everybody like in that whole entire organization that was playing. And he was talking about holding people accountable, holding coaches accountable, holding players accountable for all this. And I'm there going to myself, okay, this is all great. It's all fantastic stuff that you're hearing. You're expecting so much. But then you just see all these flaws come out. Like, he's not holding himself accountable. So now all of a sudden he lost the locker room. I think he lost the locker room by week 4.
Oh, he lost the locker room when he brought Tim Tebow in and kept him in as long as he did. Anyone that he had left, he lost when he didn't accompany the team back from Ohio. After they had played up in wherever they played. Then he got caught at the bar, remember?
Mm-hmm. That's the one that I'm talking about. I don't know if that was week 5 or week 6, but it was early. But...
It might have been, it was whenever their bye week, well, probably week 6. And then, I don't know if you saw last week, they had asked him about one of the defensive players if there was a plan to get him in place. And he goes, yeah. You played a little bit more this week. We're trying to work him back in the rotation. And they're like, we checked his snap count and it was 0. Like, he didn't play at all. You just can't be. I get you got 53 guys in that roster plus whatever is expanded out, but man, come on now. Like, just say you don't know. He's got a character issue that was exposed. And between that, the problems that happened at Ohio State, the things that have happened, with Florida, that in the background, I don't know that Urban Meyer ever gets a Power 5 job again.
Yeah, you know what? Because now, I mean, if you're if you're the school that's hiring a guy that's like this, and you know that this is his past, all of a sudden you could be held now accountable in contempt because you brought this person on knowing the problems that he has. Now all of a sudden you could be held liable if they ever decided to go to court over something like this. Why would you hire a guy like
you're
this?
going to lose money. I mean, it's still Bobby Petrino, right? Bobby Petrino's never going to coach big time football.
Yeah.
Big 10, ACC, SEC, Pac-12.
Yeah.
Big 12, whatever it is. I mean, he's not playing those places.
Well, and
all those boosters, all that booster money that's out there, the boosters that just pay Lincoln Riley aren't paying Urban Meyer. They don't want that black guy. He doesn't win.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to know how Florida, I get it, but he doesn't consistently do it. And he'll leave you in a lurch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But it goes back to the point that I think really, when you come right down to it, Pete Carroll is the most successful out of all college coaches to come out and go to the NFL. He is probably the most successful one.
Yeah, he 100% is. And you just caught me completely off guard.
Yeah. You look at Chip Kelly.
You're the most Pete Carroll hater that I know.
I am, but he's
in a place that he gets a lot of criticism. You're the loudest voice in that room, and then here you are. I can't decide if this is like he's the best JV player to ever play. Like, I can't decide if it's a backhanded compliment. You just, well done, Sean. You've thrown me for a loop.
Hey, you give credit to where credit's due.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple things I'd say, but I'll let you have your win, and we'll just keep moving.
I love it. All right, man. Well, without further ado, I guess that brings us up into week 15. And as you stated, Brad, football, all the way through Christmas.
Craziness abounds. The virus has taken hold of 3 NFL teams, and we're not sure what's going to happen. Say this is December 18th, and we're talking about these things because the schedule is so fluid and changing. Who knows if these games even get played? But we're going to pick them as we know them today.
So as we know them today.
I think one of the best games is on tonight.
I was just going to say, starting tonight, 8:20 p.m. in Indianapolis.
8:20 Eastern time.
That's right. So time for supper in the West Coast.
The West Coast is the best place to watch football because that's the thing, right? I'm not
absolutely. Yeah.
Man, I'm watching. I mean, dinner while I'm watching football. It's over by 8:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got New England Patriots, Indianapolis Colts. Hey, playoff implications for Indianapolis. It's a must-win for them. New England could lose this game and still have a stranglehold on the East. But I guarantee you they're not coming in there to look to lose the game. This is all on Indianapolis to win.
Yeah, the Colts are only 2 games back. We're talking about first play. I'll tell you this. Any Patriots fan would tell you, and maybe any NFL fan that pays attention will tell you, Bill Belichick does not give a rat's ass about the AFC East division crown or whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't care. Could care less. They don't even hang those banners up because they don't care.
Right.
Bill Belichick wants that first round bye, and he's going for it. And he doesn't want to lose anyway. He's never been. Remember when Tony Dungy sat Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison against those guys?
Yes. And it came back and it backfired on them. Exactly.
Yep. And then the first game they played, they were rusty and just got destroyed.
I remember that.
Bill Belichick has never even had that thought.
Yeah. But that's the difference. That's the difference between Bill Belichick and every other head coach.
Yeah. And Tony Dungy's a great coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Hall of Famer. Yeah.
But he's not Bill Belichick.
Nope.
It's Bill Belichick fan club this year. I don't know what's wrong here.
Both you and I both, and I'm a Bills fan. I'm a Bills fan, and I'm there going like I was there. I was so mad at Sean McDermott.
Did he ever beat you?
Not McDermott.
Did
Sean
ever beat you in the Super Bowl in the final play?
No. I remember that game. But that was still Pete Carroll's call. Still Pete Carroll's mistake. So, anyways. Who are you calling on this game?
I like the Patriots. I think the Colts are favored at home, but I think the Patriots get it done.
I think the Patriots take it too. Let me tell you, I was so mad at Sean McDermott after that Monday night game because he just should have kept his mouth shut. He just had to open his big fat mouth. It's like, what the heck? Just shut up. Stop being so whiny.
Bill Belichick lives in the top floor of the penthouse apartment of Sean McDermott's head.
Yeah. Just be quiet and just
I think that Bill Belichick looks at Carson Wentz and just laughs because he has a scheme for him that's going to confuse him and make him look like a jackass.
I don't think it's too hard to do that. Oh, I'm sorry, Carson. All right. Anyway, so we're moving on. So now
Your hatred of gingers is stunning. Anyway, where are we going next?
Yes, we're going over to Pittsburgh to see the Tennessee Titans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday.
This game's a 1-point spread for Tennessee, which feels...
How is that?
I have no idea.
How is that? I think it's because what? It's 2 points that you get automatically when you're at home is for Pittsburgh. But don't you have your running back coming back? Isn't Derrick Henry back in the lineup?
I don't know that he's back. I think they're probably going to keep him out another week.
It's probably not a bad idea.
It doesn't matter. Pittsburgh is not playing well. And Ben Roethlisberger had a decent game last week, but they're not playing
Pittsburgh's in a playoff hunt. They're all in a playoff hunt. The AFC North is a complete...
It's...
Anybody.
Yeah. Everyone's in the playoff hunt right now. It's insane. It's complete insanity.
You know,
we've never seen less domination in the season than we have right now.
No, and the NFC is even weaker than the AFC this season.
Yeah,
a losing record will make it.
Yeah, and just quickly, man, that Thursday night game between the Chiefs and the Chargers was exceptional top shelf football. I don't know if you stayed awake for the whole thing.
No, unbelievable. I knew that Kansas City was going to pull that out after losing to them earlier this season, and losing to them in Arrowhead.
It was exceptional football.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, back to Titans Steelers. I don't know how the points are this close. I don't know. I think Tennessee wins going away.
I do too. It doesn't necessarily chase Pittsburgh out of the playoff hunt either if they lose, but it's not beneficial.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where are we going next?
We're going Carolina versus the Buffalo Bills. Oh my goodness, does Buffalo need a win? They need a win.
Well, they're favored by 10.5 points, which it feels silly, right? When you think Tennessee's not favored by more than 2 points.
Yeah. How is Buffalo?
What have we seen from Buffalo that we think they could get listen, the Panthers offense is atrocious without
the Pampers.
Yeah. Pampers, because they're soft as baby shit.
That's
offensively, but defensively, they're a top 10 defense, and so I don't understand how what we think Josh Allen and those boys are gonna do. I guess
what ended up happening with Cam Newton? Like he's there, then he's benched, and then is he there again? Like what's going on there?
Sounds like he's gonna start again, but Sam Darnold's back now. Who knows? I mean. Maybe they're just trying to sell some tickets and some jerseys. I don't know. I mean, we were excited to see him come back, but
it
didn't really have it. That offense is gross.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Get open.
Yeah, like Christian McCaffrey has not been really healthy for 2 seasons in Carolina. Really, when you think about it, 2 seasons they've been without McCaffrey, and it really has affected them. I don't know what to say. I mean, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to pull that one out. But I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina pulls a rabbit out of the hat. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling Buffalo. I'm calling Buffalo. I'm calling Buffalo, but would it surprise you? That's all I'm saying. Would it surprise you if Carolina would pull that?
No.
Yeah.
No. And that has less to do with the Panthers than it ever does with the Bills.
That's exactly it. And I'm sorry, I'm a Bills fan. I believe in Josh Allen. He's just having a down season. Yes, I haven't jumped off the boat yet. He's having a down season. But Buffalo still, I think if they make the playoffs, they could still be a dangerous team. I still think so.
A lot of ifs.
There's a lot of ifs.
Listen, if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, I love it. All right. Let's go over to Jacksonville without the Urban Meyer, the Urbanless Meyer team over there. So this is the garbage bowl. This is it.
Yeah, Houston
Texans against the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is the cockroach bowl. This is for the most amount of nothingness.
The battle of 2-11 teams.
Oh,
who is it? The Jaguars have that one. They have a win against who?
Yeah,
Do you remember?
Yeah, I do quite well.
Okay.
Yeah. My Buffalo Bills. Yeah, and that was like a horrible score.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anyways, I don't know who to call on this. This is a coin flip, but I'll say Trevor Lawrence will probably have a better game without Urban Meyer there. So let's go.
I don't think it's a coin flip at all. I think it's Jacksonville all day long.
Yeah, I think Jacksonville wins this one. Yeah,
I think they win it going away. I think they feel freedom and they just come out firing. Because it'll be 1 week of glory, and then next week they're back to Suckville.
3-11. That would be awesome.
Solidify the third pick in the draft.
There you go. Well, you don't need another first rounder, that's for sure. Then we got the Giants and the Cowboys in New Jersey. NFC East. I'm saying Dallas Cowboys all day.
For that defense, I would agree. I mean, Micah Parsons is a rookie linebacker out of Penn State. Might be the defensive player of the year. That kid is unbelievable. Yeah. And it pains me because I dislike the Dallas Cowboys more than anything else in the world. I think, though, if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan or that organization, you have to be very concerned with what you're seeing from Dak Prescott.
Yeah, he's up and down.
Not beat a real defense.
Yeah,
Dak Prescott is pedestrian against real talent. Do you put him against the rest of the elite quarterbacks? Do you think in a head-to-head competition is Dak Prescott going to win against Patrick Mahomes?
No.
Justin
Aaron
Herbert?
Rodgers? No.
Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Matt Stafford?
No. I mean, it's
Josh Allen even?
No. Dallas Cowboys right now. Dak Prescott, he came out firing on all cylinders in the beginning of the season, and then all of a sudden, I think because he has, the toll is taken.
But even statistically, his numbers are not terrible.
No.
Because he beats up on dumb teams, and then he sucks.
Look at the division he's in.
Yes, but it even has. His running back's a little banged up. Fine. The offensive line's a little banged up. Fine. He has amazing talent at wide receiver.
He does.
He's about Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup. He's got Dalton Schultz, who's a very good tight end. And against elite defenses, or when he goes head to head against something, it's a mental thing for Dak Prescott. Man, I cannot speak today.
Listen, I think that's a great point. That's a great point, and it's something to be addressed. Especially if you're going to be going into the postseason, probably you need to address this because you're about to.
I hope they don't. I hope this comes down like it was last year, and they just get smacked in the last game, and the Washington football team goes to playoffs or something.
It is Mike McCarthy leading them in there as well. So I don't give them a snowball's chance in hell.
Hear me out on this. Mike McCarthy is the opposite of Andy Reid.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great comparison. I would do great if I had Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback. I wouldn't even have to coach. That's exactly what it is.
Clearly.
My goodness. Hey,
anyway, I'm picking the Giants just out of my own disdain for that.
Tread where you will. I'm going with Dallas because I think that's a more clear-cut choice. But who knows? Daniel Jones.
I've watched the Giants win in past years. Joe Judge is on the hot seat, the coach of the Giants. They've got a backup quarterback, and sometimes that's their success. I don't know. We'll see.
There you go. We'll have to have a look. Yeah.
We'll see.
Next one on the docket. We got Arizona going up against Detroit. Could this come at a better time for Arizona right now? Could this come at a better time for the Cardinals?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think it could come at a better time. I think they need it.
Yeah, they do need it.
On national TV against a division opponent.
Yeah, they got embarrassed. Yeah. Exactly.
By a team that was down. Listen, the Rams have all these COVID problems. They had them on Monday night. They're down Jalen Ramsey and their number one tight end and Tyler Higbee. still went out and kicked the doors off of the Arizona Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that as much as they don't want to think they are, listen, Dan Campbell will tell you 100% he doesn't care about having the first overall pick. I would say the ownership probably does.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I would agree with you. I mean, Dan Campbell's already won his one game. He has a tie. It's like,
listen, here's the thing. If he wins another one, though, he goes to the third pick because he jumps over Jacksonville. And
of course, because he has a tie. Exactly.
It's so
stupid. It's a tie. It's like, but here's the thing. Here's the thing is that they really gave him a crappy team to run with. They really did. Here.
He knew what he was. Yeah, he did. Right, they did. But he knew it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
You heard Jim say it. They're not great at building through the draft.
No.
And no one wants to go play in Detroit because they're not good, so they can't sign free agents.
Think about it. I mean, that is a history. That's a history of this.
They've got to consider making a change at GM and player development there. They have
absolutely.
The
thing is that
Cardinals easy.
I say it's the Cardinals as well, even though they're without DeAndre Hopkins, they still have enough weapons in order to pull this out.
They're going to give it to James Conner. James Conner of old is coming in, and he's just going to terminate people.
All right, we got the Dolphins against the Jets in Miami. I think it's Miami all day. They're going to run over it.
The Jets to me are the worst team in football, even if their record doesn't have that. I would rather watch.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch any other team besides the Jets. They were
how bad do you feel for Saleh right now, Robert Saleh? How bad do you feel
for him at all?
He just jumped over. He left San Francisco to come here, become a head coach of this horrifying team.
First of all, he left Seattle to go to San Francisco, so he was already downgrading, and then he's downgraded again from San Francisco to the Jets. But each time he's taken a promotion, and that's the thing. He knew this was going to be his season. There's no way he looked at that roster and thought, "Oh, I can win with that roster. I'll be the head coach there." He's not a head coach that chose the job that he wanted. He wanted to be a head coach, and so he took the job he was offered.
Hey, listen, I think he buys himself a lot of time over there, too. I mean, you can't go any bad. You can't go any worse than Adam Goss. You can't go any worse than Adam Goss. Like, Adam Goss was terrible last season.
Adam Gase, but yeah.
Goss, Gase, whatever.
Yeah. Make the case for Gase. The thing is,
I don't have a case for Gase. I'm saying that at least Saleh has got himself at least 2 years to turn this around.
The thing that we're glossing over a little bit, too, that I think buys Saleh some more time within that organization is he had hired a renowned quarterback coach to come in to work with his young quarterbacks, right? It's Zach Wilson, the second pick overall, but they have some other rookies and young guys in there too, right? We've seen
yeah, absolutely.
With injury. Yeah. That guy tragically gets hit on his bicycle the day before he's supposed to go to training camp and dies. They got to fill that roster or that spot one in a terrible situation. That's Robert Saleh's guy. You know what I mean? There's just we're not paying attention to the depth and the impact that has maybe on people. Just the loss of position.
You know,
he's got some time to turn a winner around, but this year they're terrible.
I appreciate what you just said there because it's true. Like sometimes you don't look at the backgrounds of these things, and it's like that's important. That's important stuff. That's unbelievable. But yeah, I agree with you. Miami's going to come out with this there. Thank you for really going in about Saleh and going in about the Jets. It's good inside stuff. All right. Cincinnati Bengals against the Denver Broncos. I don't know what to think of this Bengals team, first off. I mean, one day they're world beaters, the next day they're losing to some really horrifying team. I don't know.
Yeah. The Cincinnati fan base would probably tell you this is who they are. So they've always been. There's 1 year where they haven't been this way.
Well, is that the year they went to the Super Bowl? That's like a long time ago.
That was the icky show.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. Listen, man. I mean, I was expecting more from Cincinnati this season.
They're 7-6. That's an improvement.
They're not terrible, absolutely. But the thing is, though, is that they've taken down some really big competition when you have a look.
I think if Joe Burrows doesn't shred his ACL last year, that they're further ahead. Next year is the jump for them.
That's probably correct.
You got one more year at gelling. You got those three receivers in T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and then Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow's. You can tell now that Joe Burrow's is starting to get comfortable with that knee. Right?
Yeah,
he's taking off and going.
Yeah.
Next year's the move for the Bengals.
There we go. Hey, I'm picking the Bengals to go over the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm taking Denver at home.
Yeah. See, all right, this is good. This is good
because they're at home.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a good game. I don't think it's good football, but it'll be a good game. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. All right. So the 405, the next 405 game we have here is the Niners at home against the Atlanta Falcons.
The who?
Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not the Falcons.
Is that what you say? Falcons? Falcons?
Yeah.
Well,
about in a boot.
A boat.
That's where we are.
Yeah. It's the Falcons.
Out in a boot.
Yeah. Falcons? I can't say it. Falcons? Listen.
Okay.
Atlanta still has a chance at the postseason. I can't believe I'm just saying that with a straight face. Oh. But they do. They do. They beat San Fran. San Fran has a chance at the postseason.
The NFC West still has a shot at having 3 teams in the postseason. Do you believe that?
It's disgusting. It's crazy. It's crazy. They all have losing records.
So they all have a chance. It's the dumbest thing ever because my team's not in it. That's why it's the dumbest thing ever.
It's crazy. I mean, I did not think that the NFC West would be. Well, they're not. They're not. I take that back. Just because you have the Niners and the Seahawks really with a losing records, you still have the Rams and you have the Cardinals that are world beaters.
The Niners do not have a losing record, Sean. The Niners are 7-6. Even if they lose,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right. 500. I apologize.
3 teams with winning records.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I feel that the Niners could come in. They could lose a few more games and still have a chance of making this postseason over at 8 and 9. I mean,
the NFC is terrible.
It's the way it is. But here's the thing: Atlanta still has a chance at making it as well. But I don't see Atlanta beating San Fran at home. I just don't see it.
No, I agree with you. This is the 49ers game to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. Green Bay against the Ravens, Baltimore Ravens. We don't know if Lamar Jackson's back in the game. We have no idea.
Can't imagine Lamar Jackson doesn't play this game.
Even though he might be injured, I mean, it looks like he has an injury.
He does. He has an ankle injury. He's got problems, but I don't know how he doesn't play, is what my point is.
That's interesting.
He's a tough dude, man.
He is tough. He is. I mean, but the thing is that if you take away his main weapon, which is his legs.
Yeah, but listen, I'm not making the case that he should. I'm just saying he's tough.
Yeah.
He's going to try to play. And Jim Harbaugh loves him. He's going to let him do what he wants.
So he has a carte blanche. He has a blank
John Harbaugh.
check.
Which one's there? Wait, hold on. John Harbaugh's in Baltimore.
Yeah,
right?
John's in Baltimore. Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh plugging the show. I hate him.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, to me, Green Bay. Hey, they're number 1 right now in the NFC.
Away.
Yeah.
Going away.
Aaron Rodgers can do no wrong.
Right. On the football field, maybe.
That's exactly it.
Good point. That haircut is all kinds of wrong. We can just start there.
Good point. But I think Green Bay wins this one. I mean, they're going to spank Baltimore. Baltimore should not have won one of those past 3 games. You understand what I'm saying? They beat Cleveland. They beat Cleveland when they were in Baltimore. They shouldn't have won that game. They shouldn't have won that game. They did.
Should haves and shouldn't haves.
They lost to Pittsburgh. They lost to Pittsburgh, and then they lose to Cleveland again. And honestly, they should lose again. That's Baltimore. That's Baltimore.
We covered this last week. It's ACL City over there. I think they have 12 shredded ACLs this year.
Well, all right. Moving on. You're picking who? Green Bay? I'm picking Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on. We got Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa against New Orleans Saints. And people are going on about Tom Brady's production against the Saints. Tom Brady's win-loss record against the Saints. I think that they're looking way too much into this because that's against Drew Brees. That's not against Taysom Hill.
Let me give you this, and you can tell me how you feel about this game. Tampa Bay can clinch the NFC South with a win.
Mm-hmm.
What do we know about Tom Brady in games that matter?
Oh yeah, he's usually like that.
The opponent does not matter when when the game matters. It doesn't matter who he's playing,
unless you're one of three teams. Well, two teams, and that would be New York Giants. NFC East, he has some problems with New York Giants or the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Got a pretty good track record to get in there, right? Like, the two things he has problems with are losing Super Bowl.
Yeah, I honestly, like, I'm looking at all the stuff that's coming out in the media. It's like, oh, look at his record against New Orleans. You're forgetting that this is Drew Brees run New Orleans. Yeah,
he's won one of the 4 times that he's played against the Saints since he's been in Tampa Bay. Yeah. But to your point, that was against Sean Payton-led, Drew Brees-led team. Yeah. It's not who the Saints are, right? This is not. Tampa Bay has to keep pace with a win. Excuse me. To keep pace with Green Bay for the number 1 seed. If you think they don't want the number 1 seed, you're not paying attention.
Oh, they do.
This year, the number 1 seed in the playoffs get the bye in the first round. That's the only bye week.
That's
not
huge.
1 and 2 anymore.
Yeah.
It's only the first seed that gets the bye, so everyone wants that first seed. If you think they're not, you're not paying attention. It's Buccaneers, and it's by Buccaneers by a lot. Their defense is playing so well. They're going to swallow up Taysom Hill or wherever they run out there. Alvin Kamara might go off. They don't have any other weapons besides that. You know, Alvin Kamara could have 3 touchdowns and they'd still lose by 2 touchdowns. Like, this is put that out there, right?
Hey, listen, I mean,
Tampa Bay's clicking and it goes off.
Yeah, Buccaneers defense is a little bit soft, okay, but
they don't give up points.
Exactly,
they give up field goals. They don't give up points. You know what I mean? Like, it's a real thing. And so, I can't believe. I don't know if this ever happened. Have you ever had a married couple that you didn't really like, and then they got divorced, and you liked both people?
No, I've never had that happen to me, but
I haven't either. But that's how I feel about this Bill Belichick, Tom Brady thing that I've got going. It's like, now that they've divorced, I like them both.
Yeah, okay, I see where you're going with that. I like that too, because it's kind of like, well, I still don't like Tom Brady. I'm sorry, I don't.
But do you find yourself rooting for him though? Like when you're watching the game, you're like, oh, good throw, Tom. Oh, God, you almost had it, Tom.
No, no.
Listen, I have to take a shower after every Tampa Bay game. I just feel so gross.
Listen, the only time I really kind of cheered for Tom was never. Yeah.
Your day's coming. I can hear it now.
All right, here we go. Monday night game. New Monday night games. Ooh. One of them. Raiders against the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. I heard nothing but Las Vegas whining and poo-pooing and whining that they have to play this game. Man, shut up and play. Shut up and play.
Oh, I think they're gonna play.
You know? Oh,
I think they're motivated.
Well, good. Put your money where your mouth is. Come out there and play. Stop complaining. Stop your whining. This is the NFL. I understand what they're trying to go on. That, oh, we were ready to go. Why are we being penalized?
But here's the catch, and this is what sticks in my craw for all these 3 games that have been postponed, right, or just adjusted, whatever you want to call it. The guidance from the NFL said that if an outbreak was caused by an unvaccinated player or staff member, they would not make exceptions to rescheduling that game.
Right.
The NFL has not definitively said in any of those 3 cases that the unvaccinated people that are on these COVID lists started the outbreak.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This is the thing.
No, but here's
no.
I have one more thing.
Go ahead.
So there's that, right? So now the teams that have handled their business, like the Raiders who don't have any cases, or the Seahawks who only have 2 cases,
right
now have to play a game 2 days later than they would have. That's 2 days of rest they wouldn't have had going into next week.
Okay.
So the teams that handle their business are now being punished in their preparation to play another game because the team couldn't handle their business clearly.
Okay.
That's my beat.
All right. I hear that. But what's happening in the world right now?
I don't care. The rules say
No.
The
The rules are out there. If there was nothing else that was happening, now all of a sudden, let's just say, we're going to play these games.
The COVID protocol for the NFL says,
yes,
if an unvaccinated person creates the outbreak, that game will not be rescheduled or be forfeited.
Right.
And no one will say definitively in any of these three cases.
Because they can hide behind this. They can hide behind the Omicron.
Yes, but it's short. They just want the revenue money, and I get it. But
of course they want that. They can.
They're shorting the teams that handled their business.
Hey, they were handed a golden goose with Omicron. Oh, it's a new strain. It's a new strain. We don't know how this works. They were handed that. They were handed it. They played it. That's what happened. It's what happened. This is big boy. This is big boy stuff.
Sure. Yeah, it is.
Life isn't fair.
If somebody didn't take responsibility for their actions and cause an outbreak, they should be held accountable for it, and it shouldn't be the other team that gets the short end of the stick.
You gave the NFL. You gave the NFL. Like NFL was given a
listen. This isn't
an escape ticket.
No, they didn't, because they put it in writing. Yeah. It's in writing. The memo.
They put it in writing, and then Omicron came.
It doesn't matter.
Omicron is changing everything.
It says if an unvaccinated person causes the outbreak.
Yeah,
that's what it says.
But you're talking about a guy that's sitting there and just going, well, I mean, they're shutting down international travel. They're shutting down this. They're shutting down that. You're given a golden goose, man. You play it. And you want money, you want that. I understand what their argument is.
If you want to make it, sure. Here's the way you clear it up. You just bump those games next week, 2 days, and give the teams the same amount of preparation time.
They have to. I mean, they extended the season. You don't have that same thing.
That's the thing, though, right? No, it doesn't extend the season. You just bump them.
No, they extended the season to 18 weeks. They want to get it done. Yeah. They want to get it over. They want to get it done with. They want to get to the postseason.
But you either want fair, competitive football, because it even says we wouldn't put another team at a disadvantage. You're putting three teams at disadvantages right now.
Hey, listen. Do you remember Denver when they had to run out a wide receiver at quarterback in order to play the game? Yeah.
But
the league isn't fair. Period.
Listen, that happened because they made a terrible decision and they had to pay the consequences. Mm-hmm. My problem is three teams paying consequences for something they didn't do.
Like I said, Omicron, the great equalizer. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. Listen.
Moving on.
This is, you know what? You'll never get anything like this. This is nice, honest conversation. I'm just saying, This is exactly the way it is. I agree with what you're saying. I do not disagree with what you're saying. But the NFL is smart. They want to make every single buck. And if you're going to give them an out, and that's what that's what everybody is doing, is like, oh, this is huge. Oh, this is huge. We're going to have to do something about this then. If this is the case, I mean, we're going to have to make sure that we postpone these games and move them to here, so we get all the revenue we can.
Oh, I get what they're doing. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Who we've been talking about this. Who are you picking for this game? I have no idea.
I think it's at night in Cleveland. It's cold and Las Vegas isn't prepared for it. I thought that Las Vegas had a shot before the switch, but now they pushed it out. I think it's Cleveland.
Yeah. I like where you were going with this. The Raiders are going to be all pissed off and just come out guns blazing.
They still might be. I just think the weather gets in their way. I mean, but it's unclear still that even all the players that Cleveland has on the list are going to be able to clear themselves. That's the giant elephant in the room.
Well, that's the thing.
Even though they've been pushed out, there's no guarantee that even half those guys, it's 21.
Hey, listen. That and also I like what you're saying about the point for the Vegas Raiders is that they already went through their protocols. Now they have to go through it again on Monday in order to see if these people are going to be able to play. That I agree with you on that. That's unfair.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do if one of these teams that got postponed, like Seattle, Las Vegas, or the Philadelphia Eagles? What happens then now if they have an outbreak on Monday?
That's exactly it. What are we doing? And that's the thing is like that's what we're gonna have a look at, and then we're gonna have to sit there and go, "What's going on here with the NFL?" It makes no sense.
It's stupid when social issues get in the way of good football.
I totally agree with you on that. Hey, I think it's gonna be Cleveland as well, but it's atrocious what's happening. I totally agree with you. Let's go off to Chicago. Monday night game, 8:15. The Bears versus the Vikings.
Is there a more Heckle and Jive team than the Vikings right now?
There is not. How you go out, you lose, then you go out and you just pound on Pittsburgh. It's like you just pound on them.
Almost give it up.
Yeah.
Should have given it up.
And now you're playing Chicago. I don't know. They're still in a playoff hunt. That's the thing. Minnesota's still in a playoff hunt.
I like Chicago at home. I think they've got to rally. They've got to do something. Justin Fields another week back from those ribs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hey, I think Minnesota plays to their competition. So I agree with you. I think Chicago's going to beat them at home as well. Yeah.
Good.
We got Washington in Philadelphia. This is now Tuesday. Some Tuesday football.
Yeah, Tuesday evening football. Who knew?
Is Washington still in this thing?
Yeah. And the Eagles are.
And the Eagles are as well.
Matters. Yeah, like the winner of this game has a really good shot at winning the NFC East.
Listen, man, I like Heineke. I like what I'm seeing from him.
Yeah, I'm taking the football team against my better judgment just because I like Heineke.
Yeah,
to be honest,
I'm going along with you on that ride because I like Heineke. I like what's happening with Washington. The Eagles are just like I don't know what's going on.
I like Riverboat Ron anyway. He's my guy, right? So,
Yeah, but even Washington, even though they have no name, I feel that they have more of an identity than the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, the identity is that of their owner, which is not good, but. We'll save that for another episode. Washington football team all day. Let's kick this thing down.
Let's do it. All right. This is it. Crown jewel. Seattle Seahawks against Los Angeles Rams. Tuesday, December 21st. Bro, I remember we saw a game similar to that in Seattle around, was it the 26th or the 27th? Maybe the 28th of December. Yeah. For Seattle to clinch that season in 2013, clinch that position. Dude, 2012, actually it was 2012 and they went to the postseason and won the 2013 Super Bowl. That was a great game. There's always great games. Seattle does not show up against the Rams though for some strange reason. They don't have the great record that one would think this team would have against a team like this. You know what I mean? Like against everybody else in that division, the Rams seems to give them the most fits.
Yeah, that's what makes the NFC West so great is that we all, the 49ers can't beat the Seahawks either. Russell Wilson is 17-4 against the 49ers.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like the parity.
The NFC Championship game has been Seattle and San Francisco. San Francisco has been in the Super Bowl. Like San Francisco hasn't been terrible, but they just can't beat the Seahawks. Also, right? The Rams only win in Seattle or against Seattle. Seattle cannot beat, and Sean McVay has Pete Carroll's number. He has Russell Wilson figured out. It's not going to matter that we hired away their, whatever he was, offensive something. It wasn't their coordinator, their quarterback coach or whatever. Or, Shane Waldron in the Seattle's offensive coordinator this year. It's not going to matter. Sean McVay knows that what he's running. It's a bloodshed game. It's not going to be the only way that I shouldn't say that. It's not the only way. Russell Wilson looks healthy and motivated for the first time all year. There's that.
Yeah.
More importantly, The Rams have 26 players on the COVID list. It's unclear at this time if those players are going to be able to get back in time for Tuesday's game.
Right.
They might be decimated on players.
Right.
That's just the reality of it. So, there's a real thing that, I don't know if we're talking about it in our personal lives or not, but, my family hasn't been sick in a long time with anything. No colds, no anything. We had some colds run through our house last week, and it killed the energy level in this house.
Wow.
Like, we were all, just because your body hasn't dealt with it, it's trying to figure it out. It's like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Maybe that's what happens with these teams that have these COVID outbreaks. If they have mild symptoms and they're just lethargic and worn down, who knows, right? They're professionals. They get paid to play football. They're elite athletes. They could probably figure it out for 3 hours, but that's the outlier. I'm picking Seattle because I'm a homer.
Yeah.
If you want me to bet on the team, I'm going to bet Rams.
Man. I want to pick Seattle so badly here. I do. Because does Seattle even have a chance at the postseason? Have they been eliminated?
I don't know. I haven't paid attention. Oh, yeah. Here it is right here. They have a 2.5% chance to make it.
All right. I want to pick Seattle. You want to know why I want to pick Seattle? Because I want to see them still make the postseason. It's
hard to bet. It's hard to bet against Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson when their backs are against the wall.
That's exactly it.
I've seen this story. So for the years that they were good and in contention for the first overall seed in the NFC, there's at least 2 years for every one of those years where they weren't.
Yeah.
They're going in the wild card and blah, blah, blah. When their backs are against the wall, they play their best football. Hoping and will not be surprised if they win on Tuesday. But it's the Rams.
It is the Rams. They have a hard time with the Rams.
And last year, first round playoffs, we had to play the Rams. Remember when they brought out, what's his name? Some quarterback that we can't remember now, that no one had ever heard of before because, Jared Goff had broke his finger or something.
Yeah, I remember this.
In the playoffs, and the guy just smokes us in Seattle. The Rams. Anyone else, Sean? Any other game going on the road anywhere else? I'm 100% in. But this?
It's hard, man. It's hard. Yeah. But you know what? Okay. I'm going to pick Seattle, but with the caveat that this is completely a hard pick. And I am completely aware that Los Angeles could blow.
This isn't gun to your head. This isn't gun to your head.
Yeah. I love it. Oh, man. That is a lot within just this week 15. I mean, so much emotion within this now that we're coming right down to the nitty-gritty of it. How many teams are still in the postseason? How many teams still have a chance? It's ridiculous to be talking about football this passionately this late in the season for some teams. It's crazy.
Greatest league in the world.
I cannot deny because, I mean, this is now all of a sudden, who knows? Toss a coin up, who knows football? But there's certain teams that take over at a certain point. And I'm wondering if we're starting to see that now.
Yeah, we are. This is the time it happens, but it's fascinating to watch.
Man.
Clear your calendars, kids.
Love it. Love it.
Remember, all right. Wrap all your presents on Wednesday. Get all your errands run on Wednesday because there's no football. Otherwise, sit down and buckle up because at dinner time or at bedtime, whatever your schedule you're on, football.
Man.
And that's not even with the college. I mean, the bowl season's kicking off too.
That's right. It's kicking off.
Have a bunch of football for the next, 3 weeks. It's gonna be football almost every day. So if you're a football fan like I am and Sean is, this is the best time of year.
Yeah.
So.
And wives, I mean, who knows? The spouses, it doesn't matter. It's like somebody's going to get neglected over this holiday season.
Sorry in advance. We have a sign in my house that says we interrupt this marriage for football season.
Yeah.
And my wife bought and put up. So don't think of me that way.
Hey, I got a one-on-one question for you before we end up just cutting out of here. It's all right. Have you ever done this when you went to a game? Okay, you go to a game and you see somebody that's working the hype. He's a hype guy, throwing out the shirts, throwing out whatever. You know this guy. Yeah, send them a text. Have you done that? Send up a text. Hook me up, and then you get hooked up.
I don't like to ask those kind of hookups because it feels disingenuous.
I do not mind at all. I would never have got this shirt otherwise. Never, ever, ever gotten this shirt. Saturday night in Toronto. I love it. Thank you very much. I did not know the guy.
You got that? You got that at a Leafs game?
Yes, I did. This last week, Saturday.
Like a T-shirt cannon?
No, just homeboy. He was there throwing these shirts, but then
he could throw all the way up as high as your seats.
So they have no. They have at different levels. They have different guys. Yeah. So
did you have a text them your size? Because I feel like they don't have that size stocked in there.
Well, luckily, my buddy, when he texted, he ended up saying, "Listen, I need really big one and another one." He ended up going over there,
and then a reddish medium one.
Yeah, and so he gave him the shirts there, and then he gave him also these gloves. I got these gloves that are good for cell phones.
Yeah, your jazz. Hey, I bet you wear them in the house too.
That's it. They're good for the cell phones, right? So it's just like, man, I was just hooked up with the swag. I'm super happy.
You just are now getting cell phone gloves in Canada.
No, it's my first pair because they were free.
Sensing a trend. It would be weird if all the shirts they were giving out were your size. That would be amazing. It'd be like nightgown night at the rink. For everybody else, this is a T-shirt for Sean.
Nightgown night. Oh, it's a lovely shirt.
Oh, Bluto over here got himself a T-shirt that's supposed to be a nightgown.
Oh man. Oh. You have a question for me, or your?
I do. I do.
Oh,
I've actually done some work.
All right.
Would you agree with me that the division alignments in football, specifically the NFL, don't make any sense?
As in how? Like, I mean,
don't make any sense, right? I mean, you've got,
AFC North makes sense.
Okay.
AFC East makes sense.
Okay. That's two.
Let me just think here. NFC West makes more sense now. When it was St. Louis, it didn't make sense, but as Los Angeles.
And the NFC East includes Dallas, right? How many teams do you jump over to get to?
That's really weird. That's weird. Yeah, because when you think about Dallas, you think about the West, right? You don't think about
or the South. I mean, they're further south than Atlanta is. Why wouldn't anyway?
Yeah,
I have a proposal. I did some division. This was posed by my brother.
Okay.
Our previous guest, Mark Tesh, and he sent me this insight, and so I put this list together. I wanted to just give you this new division alignment that I think makes sense for everybody, and then I wanted to just hear your comments at the end. Okay. First division, the Cats division. It'll be the Bengals, the Panthers, the Lions, and the Jaguars.
The Cats division.
And then there's a Birds division, which is Falcons, Cardinals, Ravens, and Seahawks. We've got the Horses division, and here's where it gets a little squishy, but you'll make sense of it. It's the Texans, the Cowboys, the Colts, and the Broncos. That's the Horses division. Well, all those things involve horses. We can agree to that.
One more time. The Texans, the Cowboys.
The Colts, and the Broncos.
Okay, all right.
And there's the Humans division, which is a bit unfair because they can't really compete with these other animals, but it will put them in their own division so they can play fair with each other. It's the Buccaneers, the Chiefs, the Patriots, and the Raiders. This is what I think will be your favorite division, Sean. It's the mythical division. It's the Vikings, the Saints, the Giants, and the Titans.
Well, the Vikings were people, though.
Mythical.
How are they mythical? They were real people.
Have you ever seen one?
They came into discovered Newfoundland.
Are you sure? Did you know that for sure?
Certain.
Do you also believe in Santa Claus?
Wait, that has nothing to do with it.
Then there's the working class people, which is the 49ers, the Packers, the Steelers, and your Buffalo Bills.
Hey, how are the Bills? How are the Bills working class? What is that?
That's what you get when you're a working class person.
Bills are an animal. You can call them
mythical.
mythical.
They just say that. No.
For crying out loud.
Look at that beautiful field of bills out there. Those are the bisons or the buffaloes or the
yeah,
whatever.
because there's no more bills. That's it. It's like a mythical.
Yeah,
there we go.
The bills are what you get in the mail.
That's mythical. That's mythical. I love it. I love this.
Negative.
I love this.
Then there's the Predators, which is the Eagles, the Bears, the Rams, and the Dolphins.
When the Dolphins are predators, all of a sudden, what's going on here?
That's the fish. That's the other fish around there. They're nasty. They're mammals. They're killers.
Oh my gosh!
And then the last division is my favorite division. It's the nouns. It's the Browns, the football team, the Jets, and the Chargers. Can I get a support for my division realignment?
Well, travel's going to be a bitch.
Shit. Gotta rethink this whole thing. Anyway,
Other than that,
I stole that bit from someone on TikTok. It was just fantastic. So
I thought it was Mark. I thought it was Mark Tesh.
Well, he sent it to me, and we reworked it because it was like they didn't have any of those things. They had like a team with 5 and the division with 3. Like the math didn't work, so we made it and made sure the math worked. But
I liked it though. I liked it. That was a lot of work. That was really good.
I just wrote it down.
Oh my gosh! I just
never leave Sean wanting more.
Oh man. Well, on that note,
another episode in the books. Everyone follow our friend Jim Taddy at all of his social medias, Facebook, Twitter. I'm sure he maybe even has an Instagram. The voice pre and post for the Maple Leafs and the Raptors. Again, wonderful talking to him today.
Yeah,
Sean, always a pleasure talking football with you.
Yes,
just sharing a laugh, sharing some time. Until next time, kids, be good at it.
Righto.
You've listened to the podcast, but now it's time to visit us in our virtual sports bar. Get all of our info at guysbeersports.com, where you can find all the ways to connect with us. Watch for live conversations with Brad and Sean that happen throughout the week, and join in with your favorite local beer. You can share your thoughts in the conversation comments with your own uploaded videos, or even join us as a guest live commentator. The GBS Virtual Sports Bar is open for business. Come on in, boys and girls.